Okay, it is time to start trying to take this out. Got these things, a proper eye mask, got some bits. It's time to start trying to take this out. And I got some earplugs as well, so let's see how we get on. I'm out here on my own. I don't have a phobia of heights. I'm perfectly happy with heights. And I actually don't mind being up ladders. But I have this almost irrational fear that when I'm up a ladder and I'm working up there, the bottom is going to slip out and I'm going to come crashing down, especially when I'm using a hammer and a bolster. So what I've done is I've taken some timber locks and I've just driven this thing, and this is solid. It is going nowhere. So now, when I'm up here, I know it's not going to slip out from underneath me. So that'll give me a lot more confidence being up there, trying to take this out. So, safety first, kids. Right, so I'm slowly knocking these bricks out. They're very big bricks. I mean, look how wide that one is. Very, very wide. Very big bricks. But they are coming loose. Thankfully, this is not supporting any weight above it. When we did the loft, obviously this rear wall of the house, the rear cheek of the dormer, is sat on its own steel. It's sat on suspended, you know, double joists that go into steel. So this isn't supporting any weight at all. So yeah, slowly knocking it out. Okay, if I just move this out the way, that's obviously the vent pipe that was used for getting escaping gases from the old boiler, which was removed some years ago. You can see all the old wasps' nest and bits that were in here. And also you can see the new felt and batten that was put in. That's the batten. And that's actually part of the timber plate that the loft is sitting on here. So all of this will get recovered and covered up and made good. The reason I know for a fact that there's absolutely no weight being supported by this is because I took the rest of the chimney out. Don't know if you can see that house down there, that little chimney in the distance. Our house had a chimney just like it, and I took it out with the builders when we did the rest of this loft. So yeah, this is all good to come out now. All right, not doing too badly. I've done almost a metre, maybe. Hard to tell exactly. I reckon another 1 or 2 bricks and it'll be a metre. You can see where what the construction is. So I don't know anything about bricking, but is it called dog toothing? Where you have one that sticks in, then one that's butted up, then one that sticks in and one that's butted up, and they're overlapped. I don't know. All I know is every now and then it's easy, and then every now and then it's hard and I have to break the bricks. Like this. So post a comment below. What's it called when they do that and they overlap them? Is there a name for it? I'm a carpenter. I don't know about bricks. Anyway, we're getting there. I think I'm just over halfway. I've done all of that. You can actually see, I think this is all the old soot. Back when it was an actual stove and fire. Hence why they piped it in for the gases. I'll turn on my torch. You can see it's all filling up with the dust and the rubble. This thing just won't move. So, I have to say I am getting weary. My right arm is like Popeye. Very, very tiring. Definitely couldn't have done this without the lump hammer. This hammer is fine for kind of quick point of impact, but just for sheer strength and power, this thing is really, really good. I'm wearing my respirator, but I'm also wearing goggles because I don't have any. I've got some like plastic normal goggles that you wear in your DT class at school, but the sand and the dust was just blowing straight in my eyes. So my wife suggested goggles, and it was a genius suggestion because it has really helped. I've got no sand in there at all, so that's really good. So it's definitely sped up the work having that. So yeah, halfway there. Okay, that is pretty much all of it done. There's a small bit there that needs to take out, but it's starting to rain, I'm exhausted, it's 4 o'clock and I want a rest. So I can finish that tomorrow and then start cutting the channels out here and here. Obviously the channel here is going to be a bit difficult because of the existing pipe work, but I'll work around that. So that is a lot of brick removed. I'm really pleased. Really pleased how much I managed to get down there. And all of it will get taken away by the ground worker who's coming to dig the foundations on Monday. So it's the next morning and I've just got that last little bit left to do before I can then spend some time measuring out about this. And I've spent a bit of time thinking about how I'm going to measure. I obviously want to keep the floor height in there the same as the floor height out here, but not necessarily for this area. For this area it's slightly irrelevant. It's actually going to be, because this is all going to be closed up, it's going to be here where we open out all of the wall, and this is going to be a big walkway through. I'm going to be putting a steel beam across here, and this is all going to be smashed out. So I need the finished floor height in there to be the same as the finished floor height in here, because it's going to be the same floor that runs throughout. So I need to spend some time thinking about how I achieve that and how I do that. And I've got some thoughts. I've spent some time trying to figure that out. So I'll show you what that looks like, because obviously the finished floor height is going to have an impact on the floor to ceiling height, and that will obviously have an impact on the external wall height, which will have an impact on the roof height. So it all needs to be thought about carefully, and it all needs to be planned and put in place. As I mentioned, this here is going to be a little bit of an issue, but nothing that can't be overcome, and I need to replace the soffit in there as well. I think I may end up redoing all of that actually the whole way along. I don't know, I need to decide, speak to the boss and see whether she wants black or white. Obviously it's going to be taken off on the side here, all of that's coming off because there's going to be a roof in there, so all of that will come off, and that obviously that downpipe there is going to stay, but what it goes into could change, and I think I might end up changing all of it at the same time. So I'm not going to do that now, but it obviously does need to be thought about. So yeah, first job, finish that last little bit left over. I can then kind of just move all this over to the edge. It doesn't need to be completely swept up and cleaned up, because the digger is going to take it all away when he rips up all of this as well. Okay, all done. Finished and opened as much as it needs to be for now. All of this that remains is going to be rendered, and inside I'm going to dot and dab the walls and cover them with plasterboard as well. So slight imperfections, bits that stick out, that sort of thing, really doesn't bother me. It's not the end of the world. I'll get it back as flat as I can, but the fact is the chimney is now out. As I mentioned, this flue is non-operational. That's the flue that's now operational, the new boiler that was installed probably about 10 or 15 years ago, I think. That's coming out anyway. Not right now. We need as much hot water as we can get for this project, because we're just coming into October now. But that's done, so I'm pleased about that. So now I need to measure and mark, figure out exactly what the heck I'm doing for the height of the roof and the rafters. I know the pitch of the rafters, I know the pitch on this side, and I know the pitch on that side. Now it's the time to measure it and then cut the channels.